Yeah, let's take a look here at Bitcoin. Like I said, one of the things I think people want to put a lot of emphasis on is what the news with regards to Amazon that came out of, I guess, a London publication. And my view really is the price action, the strength of the price action was going to happen irregardless of that, simply because the breakout that we saw from the following was powerful, and the 5-day gain was notable before yesterday. And it's interesting to note that yesterday, if we had seen a close near the high, we would have had one of the most powerful 6-day breakouts we've seen in years. So that kind of tells you the force that's behind this. It's obviously the most powerful move we've seen during this corrective process, which is also bullish and adds to the impulsiveness of the move. It was easy for Bitcoin to get past the 50-day simple moving average. And we came within about 700-800 points of hitting this resistance area that I was finally able to put back on the charts and start to watch, which runs from about 41,350 up into the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level of the April to June correction. So that's our major resistance level now on the upside. I think that on the downside, we need to look at the 50-day moving average. One of these things that takes place when you have, at least in this case, a mild compression on the downside in terms of the sell-off, and then a base and a rebound, is that usually these are not impulsive moves to the upside. Again, there's going to be testing of support, solidifying the foundation, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do see that. We might get a test of this resistance first, but at one point here, moving forward, we will probably come down and test the 50-day simple moving average. Clearly positive that the 50-day already is flat. So that adds support. We're not dealing with a situation where we have a rapidly descending 50-day simple moving average, like is the case with many altcoins, which is pulling on price. We actually already have a 50-day that's going to curl in under price as it strengthens moving forward. So the downside really I see is the 50-day moving average. If it exceeds that, if we come back down into this area here and fail, then obviously this was just another dead cat bounce within the context of this correction, and we will probably explore deeper lows. But at this point, I don't see that happening. I like the price action coming out of here. This also corresponded with the 12-month simple moving average and the 50-week simple moving average. So there's lots of foundation behind this low here, and a basis for it to propel higher as it did. So I remain, positive on this. I like what I saw. I don't care about the Amazon news. For me, that was just a side story to sell papers or subscriptions. It really was about the impulsive price action that's been dominating Bitcoin really since the 21st of July. That's all.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on the Amazon news. I think it was this impulsive move was bound to happen. Right. So for me, I am looking at this bearish breaker that was formed here. We set up a high, came back down here. We formed a demand zone, which was then validated as the price moved higher, broke the market structure over here. But then we rapidly descended, retested. Every time we retested this bearish breaker, we saw a reaction to the downside. Similar thing happened here, but now we finally broke above it. So as you mentioned, Sheldon, I'm also not looking at a very extended pullback here. So I'm expecting it to bounce off of this bearish breaker, which is now flipped into a demand zone, right? But the sell signal by the MRI on the 9-hour time frame is really compelling. So I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of like wick below this and then we go higher. As for the upside targets, I'm looking at this range high, which is 42,451. And if we do breach this on the 12-hour time frame, we have the lower end of this demand zone that was formed here, which comes out around 43,590. Right, these are the two levels that I'm paying a close attention to right now. right? If we do breach this and in a bearish case, right? So I'm expecting it to come down to 62 fib, which is 33,285, and probably somewhere to the 70.5 level, but anything beyond this, I would not expect it and would be kind of leaning bearish if that happens.
Mm.
Yeah, so I am looking for a small pullback that probably sets up another higher high swing high.